Okay, so now we know that there's always going to be variation. You're going to try to do the same thing over and over again. There's variation going on. So let's look at that variation, okay? So that variation we're going to classify into two different things. There is what we call the common cause or natural cause or random cause. Okay, I'm going to call it common cause variation. And this is the variation that you expect to happen, right? So even if I'm in a good mood, I'm rested, I have a good vision, I have a good light, I'm going to have something that will occur that is normal, right? That you expect to be, a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. And that's okay. But there are some other causes that we're going to call assigned or special cause variation, okay? And I'm going to talk as special cause variation. That's the term that we're going to use. So what does that mean? Well, let's say I'm throwing the darts and I'm very good at that, but I drank too much coffee one day, right? So I'm not going to have maybe the same performance. That's a special cause. So whenever that happened, my dart throwing gets bad and, I missed a lot. So I need to understand when these special causes happen. Or maybe I stayed, I drank too much last night and then stayed awake too much time. I only slept 4 hours, which is very normal if you have babies. Okay, now my kids are 4 and 6 years old, so I'm good. I'm sleeping very well. But when they were 2, 1.5, 6 months, that's when you don't sleep. So 4 hours sleep sometimes it's a good night's sleep, depending on the case. But let's say that I slept 4 hours. I'm very tired. I'm go to work and I throw darts, and I because of that special cause, I will not perform the same way as I would if I in a normal day, right? So I want to understand when those special causes happen because I want to go to my process and change it. I'm going to say, okay, go home, take a good night's sleep, and then come back when you're good. I'm oversimplifying with example, but you need to understand that into your process. And remember that we don't know how many hours someone sleep. We only looking at the process output. We're looking at the product. We're looking at the time. And whenever something happen, you need to figure out, this variation was too much. This variation means that something going on with Professor Morodin today. Okay? So that's what you need to find out based on the output, right? Because you don't know what changed in the process. You know what quality change, okay? So now we're back into throwing darts. I don't throw darts actually, but there's several examples of that because it's easy to understand, visually, right? So let's say that here we have it's called a bullseye, I think, and here we throw the darts, right? So what we want is to, aim in the middle, right? We're aiming in the middle here, and we're trying to put the darts here in the middle. But there's variation going on, and maybe that's too much, right? We need to focus in maintaining this, right? But you're saying the average is okay. What does that mean? Well, the middle point, if you look at all those things here, all those throws, the middle point is around here. So the middle is okay, but the spread is too high, right? It's too far away. Okay, let's take a look at another example. What's going on now? Well, the variation is okay, right? I wanted to, let's say, maintain this pink circle here, the second one. So they were all within that range, meaning that the variability is okay. So I'm very focused, but I'm focusing on the wrong spot, right? So the middle is here. So the distribution, the variation was okay, but it was off target because the target is here for this distribution, and I want the target to be here. Okay, and then if I fix this or that one, I can fix this just by recentering the process. Okay, this have to be the middle. Let's readjust the process. Or on this case, I reduce the variation. Okay, I can actually have what I want, which is, aiming in the middle and with a low variation and with the average being okay, the target point middle being okay, right? And that's what we want, right? And if we have a process like that, if something goes outside this circle, I know that I have a problem in my process. I know that something is going on, right? So these are very, very important concepts of variation, right? So too much, too little variation, on target or off target, concept of reducing the spread, changing the center of the process, and understanding that if I calculate the center, if something goes outside that limit, I know that's something going on with the process. And if there's something going on with my process, it means that I have a special cause variation happening. Do I need to put everything here exactly in the middle? No, there's something going on all the time. There's some variation going on all the time. But I know that if that happened, we are okay. We're in normal cause variation. If I have one that kind of end up being here, there's something going on with Dr. Marauding today, throwing darts. Okay? So I need to know if something goes out of some limit that there is a special cause variation happening.